Hello everyone and welcome back. Are y'all excited that fall has finally made its appearance? I am so happy. The weather down here in the south has been amazing. Today I am building Nana's fall cottage. This little home has 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom, and of course a tiny living room in the kitchen area. Outside she does have her own pumpkin patch, and my idea was that she started growing this pumpkin patch for her kids and grandkids, so whenever they came over they could carve as many pumpkins as they wanted. So there is that, and also she has a small pond outside as well that the grandkids and even her could get in and play. And my inspiration for this build came from a picture I ended up finding on Pinterest, I believe, where the cottage had a fountain in the front yard, and I thought it was a super cute idea, so I ended up incorporating that into this build. And later I do end up changing the outside paint from this redwood to like a darker red brick, because I just thought it looked better than the wood, and all the cottages I've seen are like brick. So I am just working on some paths on the outside for them to walk on, and this fence. And now I'm just going around with some landscaping. I did try to stick mainly with the cottage living items, and I think for the most part I did. There may be some items for other packs, but I think the majority of the items came from the cottage living pack. So yeah, I ended up changing the water in the pond to, I think it's like the mossy water. It just kind of fit, you know. I thought it was cute, and with fall, all the leaves and things falling, they did have the fall water with the leaves in it, but I just felt like this one was a little better, so I did that. So yeah, going around with some bushes, and I do use T.O.O.L on these plants right here because I did mess with the terrain to kind of lower the plants into the ground, that way they're not floating, you know. So, and this is the pumpkin patch area. I did end up, I think, doing 4 little patches, but I ended up doing just 2 because I felt like it was too much. So I do end up adding a bunch of pumpkins to the outside and the landscaping, and I did add this bee box that's by the door off camera. I forgot to record it, and a little hay wagon. I don't even know what that's called, but I added it by that tree with the little are they cornucopias? I think that's what they're called. I added that as well, and then I do go back and add some pumpkins. And later I do end up adding a scarecrow outside, and I think like a little flower table by the pond as well. So right here I am just working on a little seating area. I did use debug, these little debug, my mind is going blank, debug fence things from Cottage Living to kind of like separate the sitting area from the pond, because I don't know, I just didn't want your Sims to like fall into the pond, even though they can't really fall into the pond, but I thought it gave a little extra touch. It's cute. So I added that there and added some pumpkins beside it as well. And now I'm just going around adding some dirt to make everything look natural. Oh yes, that's the flower thing I was telling you about. I added that there and I added some pumpkins around it as well. So moving on to the inside, and y'all, I love building tiny homes way more than I like building bigger homes, but every time I build a tiny home, I struggle so bad with the floor plan. I have redone this kitchen and living room so many times. I swear it's like 30 minutes of footage that I had to cut out because I kept going back and forth. So, this is what I finally decided on. I did put the stove separate from the sink and the refrigerator, and I do put a china cabinet in the corner where the sink is, where the empty space is. I do put a china cabinet because every grandma that I know or nana has a china cabinet somewhere in their house. So I ended up putting that there, and then in the little spot between the china cabinet and stove, you'll see I put a trash can and a little empty bucket, I think, that I put there. So originally I wanted to corner it like that, but I wasn't sure how to hide the little gaps in between, so I just put it on that wall and then put the trash can right there in front of it. And this style of decorating is definitely not what I normally do. I'm more of like modern kind of decorating, I guess. So I think I did a pretty good job. Let me know down in the comments below what you think of how it's turning out. I do love the green of these cabinets though. It's absolutely gorgeous. So I didn't want to put a cabinet above this little half cabinet thing, so I ended up making my own shelves, but I had to shrink the shelves down, so everything that I add, I do shrink it down. Unfortunately, it's not the true size of the item, but it was cute, so I tried to clutter that up. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the kitchen. And add a table and some chairs as well, and I think that's it. So I am going to let y'all watch, and I will see y'all in just a minute. And I did play test a lot, and everything is playable except for the scarecrow, and I think that's where I put it, because of where I put it. You can't interact with the scarecrow, but other than that, everything else is completely functional. So I am curious to know, I know with fall, I've seen a lot of things on Facebook and Instagram talking about, are you a pumpkin spice person or an apple person? And me personally, I would eat or drink anything pumpkin over apple. So I had the little bread there thinking, Nana made some pumpkin bread. So let me know in the comments as well, do you like apples more during the fall, or are you more of like a pumpkin kind of person? And now on to the living room. Have y'all ever seen the movie Up? Because these couches and chairs definitely remind me of that movie of, what is her name? Ellie? I believe her chair looks like that. It's just so cute. And a little throw blanket on the back. Cute. So I ended up adding those here. And I do end up putting behind the couch, I think, a basket and some kids' toys. So I am adding the scarecrow outside. Yeah, I think where I put him, you can't interact with him, so unfortunately. So here you see me changing the shape of the roof. I felt like this looked a little more cottagey than the regular roof that I had, and changing the outside to this brick color, and I feel like this looks a lot better. I don't know, let me know, do you think this looks better? So back inside to the living room, I ended up adding this little shelf, and I add some books, a family picture, and I think some notebooks inside of it. And I don't really add a lot more to the living room. I don't think. I add a rug and the little basket of blankets that you see, and it ended up changing it to the fall kind with the fall pillow. And I add some things on the end table, and as I was watching myself edit this video, I completely forgot that they had the little candy jars. I think they come with Paranormal maybe, but my granny, before she ended up passing away, she loved butterscotch candy, and I should have added that in here, because every grandma or even any grandparent, I feel like they have butterscotch in their house. What is it about that? I don't know, but butterscotch is pretty good. So I should have added that, but I realized that after I finished. So here I'm adding the kitchen table. It took me forever to pick a color, but I ended up going with this one. I think it has like rabbits and leaves, I think, on it. Just something to match the green color. And I'm just adding a rug, and yeah, just me deleting the floor. Pay me no attention. And I'm using T.O.O.L again for rugs. Y'all, I don't really use, well, I do use T.O.O.L a lot, but if you don't use it, I highly recommend it for rugs, especially because the rugs are either too big or too small, and with T.O.O.L you can really get that perfect size that you need. So that's what I did there. I just made it bigger so it fit under the kitchen table. So here I am, I think, moving to the bathroom. I struggled with the wallpaper in here too, as you can tell, but I just went with this plain brownish wood color. So I am adding some artwork to the wall, and I ended up adding 2 portraits. I was thinking maybe like those were portraits of her mom and dad maybe, or her kids or something like that. So I added those in the living room, and yeah, I do believe that's it. And a fireplace. I had a fireplace by the front door a little bit later, so you'll see that as well. to the bathroom, I did keep it pretty simple. I just added this bathtub, there's the toilet, and a sink. And that's pretty much it. I do end up deleting the cabinet that's by the sink and moving the toilet there. And then where the toilet is, I added a shelf, and it has like towels, some flowers, and some of the like bath salts that come with the bathroom clutter kit, I believe. And y'all, it wouldn't be a grandparent's house without some dentures. So I added some dentures by the sink. Oh, that's so cute. Okay, so yeah, I am just changing the toilet because the toilet that I had originally, it felt too fancy for this build. So I just went with this little cheap bowl toilet. And I do add a plunger beside the toilet as well. And yeah, that's all for the bathroom. I think I do go back into the bathroom, so you will see me adding the shelf and all that. So yeah, I will see y'all guys in just a second. Oh, and I did want to give a shout out to Rivisims. She used a hack, I guess, or a trick with this shelf from Dream Home Decorator. You put it at the level of a shelf that you want. You had to have BB.move objects on, but put the shelf, the little cube shelf, at the level of the shelf you want to add something. Add that item to the cube, and then you can drag it off and put it on the shelf or table wherever you want it, freely, so it won't click to the spots on the shelf. So I will link her channel down in the description box below. Make sure you go check her out. She's got some pretty awesome builds as well. So yeah, go check her out. Let her know that I sent y'all her way. I'm sure she would appreciate it. So moving on to Grandma or Nana's room. I originally wanted to kind of clutter this up. I didn't really do a good job at that, I guess you would say. But I added this vanity and I added some flowers, some makeup, because you know grandparents like doing their makeup, or grandmas, and some brushes and some tissue, I believe, or Kleenex. And then off to the side I added a stack of books and some boxes, and then I later go back and add a cornucopia to kind of give it some fall vibes up in here, and then some shoes by the door. So yeah, I think for clutter wise, that is all that I added. And of course, I have never used this item, this little homemade plant decor thing. but I thought maybe that her grandkids might have made it for her. So she keeps it by her bed so she can look at it when she misses her grandkids. It's a reminder of them. So yeah, I am just cluttering up the night shelves. Gotta add the glasses. Lord knows grandma needs her glasses. And adding a rug, and I add a picture frame in here, and I think I add her old little fireplace as well in here. And that is all for her room. I didn't really add much. I wanted to add more, but I don't know, I kind of like it not being so cluttered, I guess. So I'm just going to finish up this build with some fall themed curtains, and I'm going to add a little like rundown deck thing to the pond. This is what it is. It's a debug item. It's really cute. I've seen other people use it, so I figured I'd throw it in here as well. And that is all for the build. I hope you have liked it. I hope you all are enjoying this fall weather. And as always, don't forget to comment and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It helps me a lot. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Look how cute this stinking lantern is. It's so cute. Okay, I'm done. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye, guys.